Hey guys, how's it going? Anybody online? If anybody's online, go ahead and log into the chat. Let me know you're here. And I can try to answer any questions. What we're going to be doing today, Greg from 555 Craps has he commented on one of my things that he wanted me to do a honey beginnings strategy. So when I first kind of came into this craps community, I didn't have my On Point Craps channel, and my handle, my YouTube ID was Honey Beginnings, which is my other channel. I'm a beekeeper, so I was trying to do a channel with that. That was kind of like my YouTube thing. And so John at Pro Craps was calling me Honey. That just didn't set too good. So I ended up making this new channel, the On Point Craps. But that Honey Beginnings just kind of stuck with some of the people who knew me when I first started coming in. So he said he wants to see a honey beginning strategy. So I've never really worked my own strategy before, so I figured go out live and try this. So I'm calling this the honeybee strategy. And where do you find honeybees? You find them in the field. Collecting their flowers. So this is just going to be, it's a field bet. Table minimum, $15 for the On Point Craps tables, $15 minimum. So we bet in the field. If it loses, it loses, and we lose that money. If it wins, so one of the things I want to try to figure out is what happens if it wins and we don't establish a point. But for ease, let's say it hits a 9, so the point becomes 9, and that's going to go ahead and win us 15. So now those bees have been in the field, they've collected their nectar, now they need to come home. So we're going to put them in the comb and roll out again. Let's say they roll a 4, so again, this is going to be a winner in the field. These bees are going to come home through the 4, and since we won here in the 4, these new bees now need to come home as well. And that's pretty much it. It cycles from the field to the comb up into the points. Some of the questions I've come out, so the point is off, and we roll a craps. We roll a 3. So we don't have a point. So now we've won, but we can't come into the comb because we don't have a point. So the question is, do we parlay this and now make this a $30 bet in the field, double the amount of bees that we have, or do we just go ahead and rack the winnings on that and stay with our initial bet? I don't have a good answer for it. That's why I decided to come live, just to see what people may think. So I'm going to keep checking the chat regularly. If you have something to say, please feel free to chime in. I'm just going to roll this out. I've tried it a few times, but I haven't gone through the whole bankroll. And it's been just like the field's almost a 50-50 bet. I've practiced it, and one time I had over $100 very quickly, and other times I burned through this one side and actually started eating through the other side. So really, I don't have a great way of making this a surefire kind of strategy that wins most of the time. I'm more or less just playing it to see how it plays. I said you find honeybees in the field. One place you may also find honeybees is a hedge. So I thought about hedging maybe the 7 on the come out, but hedging it every time to help get the 7 with that field, doing a field and a 7 bet. It was just bleeding. So I feel like that's just going to lose too much so I don't think that's going to work. I'm okay with the 50-50. There's just some questions I have on it. So I'll roll it out here. Like I said, as you see it, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to comment and see how this goes. So we'll get our first shooter's dice. And we'll go ahead and put our $15 in the field. So we got our first set of bees out there in the field collecting. Let's see what they can get. Dice are out. And don't you know, it's a 617. So we will lose that right off the bat. Going out in the field again. Dice are out. And here we go. That's a good roll. That is a pair of aces, 2 craps. Pair of aces in the field. That will pay double in the bubble. But here's what the question I had. So we win double. That's going to be a $30 win. If there's anybody watching right now, please feel free to chime in. Hey, Dan. Dan Tana, how you doing? I don't know if you caught the beginning of this. I'll rehash real quick just now that I see that you're there. I'm trying to develop something called the honeybee strategy because of a comment that George from 555 made. He wanted to see a honey beginning strategy for my old YouTube handle, being a beekeeper. So it starts with the field because you find the honeybees in the field and then they'll come home. So we'll move to the come. Right now, this is one of the questions I have with this strategy as I'm developing it. Point is off. I had a come out craps, so I'm going to win. This happens to be double in the bubble. Win $30. Do I parlay this in the field since I can't go into the come, or just go ahead and rack it? My gut feeling right now, because I have rolled this a couple short rolls to see how it works, is to just rack it, because with the field bet you lose a lot. So this way it guarantees I put something in my rack. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to rack it at this point unless somebody has something else to say. So at this point, still have our bees in the field, and we're coming out. And that is a 628. That rolled on me. 628. So that's a loser in the field. We need to go ahead and bring a new set of bees out there in the field. Start working for us. I said, yeah, I meant Greg. Good catch, Skill. I meant Greg from 555. Got too much going on in my head trying to think about it. Yep, definitely is Greg. Dice are out. And there's a yo, 11. So still haven't hit the point. Again, we're hitting these horn numbers. This is going to be another winner in the field. We can't come yet. The bees can't come home. So do we just rack this or do we parlay it? I don't want to stick to the analogy so much to think, oh, well, since the bees can't come home, they have to parlay, but maybe that's how we do it. But again, racking it guarantees it's in there because I'm already down some. We can start building our this side of our rack back up. Let's see if we can get a point. Dice are out. Look, another pair of aces. Aces in both places. This is not a good indication of how this strategy is supposed to work. This is another double in the bubble. $30. Just going to go ahead and rack it. Still looking for that point. I'm not complaining. This is, like I said, I can win with a $300 bankroll. Looking to win $150. You can do that pretty quick. Sorry, what? 20% of $300 is $60. Looking to win. I'm already there. I'm already a goal, right? If I have $300, 20% $60. I'm already a goal. I can go home. But that's not the point of this strategy. Looking for a point. Dice are out. That's a little bit of a leaner, but it would be a 617. Again, we lose on this come out. This is why I wanted to collect, because we lose. We are yet to come out and establish a point. Dice are out. Another come out 7. It has been nothing but horn numbers and 7s since we started this strategy. Burning through our bankroll. We need to get a point. Dice are out. All right, there we go. That's the best of both worlds there, because that's a 9. That is a winner in the field. Point becomes 9. So as I said, the bees have been in the field. They're working. They actually won us some nectar, and we're going to make them come home. Dice are out. And there's a hard 4 ballerina 2-2. That's another winner in the field. So this is going to, again, win in the field. These will move to the 4. And since these bees collected 4s again, they got to come home. Dice are out. And there's an 8. That rolled. It was an 8 easy, 6-2-8. So these bees lose in the field, but these coming home move to the 8, and they're almost there. We need a new set of bees working the field. Dice are out. It's another 8. So this is interesting. This is where I like, it's kind of works similar to the 3-point Molly in some aspects, where you have come numbers working while you're doing other things. This 8 here is going to win. We lose here in the field on the 8. We're just going to go ahead and collect that. New bees come out into the field. That's a good question, Dantana. What could we call the queen? I'm willing to make this as punny as possible and put things in. Like I said, if I'm working, bees are in the hedge, so I was thought about hedging the 7 for some things, but that was a slow bleed. I think that's not worth doing. If we could come up with something for the queen, I would do it. Dice are out. And there's another 9, center field 9. That's a 6-3-9. So we'll pay this first. Pays in the field. We lose the point, so there's nothing to come to. So we're just going to go ahead and rack this. Again, for those of you heard, when we have this situation where we're winning on the field, but there's no home to come to, so we're not going to the come, do we want to parlay this field bet or just go ahead and rack it? I've been racking it, and it works for us. It's keeping us in the game. But I'm just curious what other people's thoughts are. So that was the point. Coming out again, still working the field. Dice are out. And that's a 6-4-10. 10 on the end. 6-4-10. So again, that's another field winner. They earned us some nectar. They need to come home. Dice are out. And there's an 8. It's an 8 easy. It's a 5-3-8. These bees lose in the field, but these are still coming home, and they're at the 8. New set of bees need to come into the field. Dice are out. And there's a center field 9. 6-3-9. These bees earned us something. Now they need to come home. Dice are out. Hard 4. Ballerina 2-2. It's another winner in the field. The bees are collecting for us at this point. So that's a double winner, because they win in the field, and those bees that are coming home, they found some for us too. So they're going to come and rack this. This is going to move to the 4. And since these bees won, they're going to go to the come and come on home. Hopefully everybody's following. Any questions there? All right, let's see what John at Pro Craps here says. Partial press the field and use the second win. Now go to the come with the last one and grab odds on the last one. Oh, grabbing odds, that's an interesting point. I don't know what I'd be grabbing odds on, though, because I haven't placed a point, and I'm not laying anything either. Any questions? Sorry for the silence. I'm trying to read the chat. I mean, I could do something like this to make noise while I'm doing. All right, so we'll see where we go now. When I get there again, I'll let somebody direct me what to think if it comes to that again. So we're set up good now. We got bees in the field. We got some bees coming home and some already en route. Dice are out. And there's a no field 5. So these bees go away, but these coming home will now move up to 5, which, as I said, is, you know, we got 3 points up here working for us, which isn't bad. Strategy that as I'm working it calls for just going right back into the field, so those bees will be going. Try every other field winner come than any place with the next win. Okay, that's interesting. So Lonnie, you're asking what win goes to the field or come. So looks like we have more people here. So like I said, Greg at 555 wanted me to do a honey bee strategy since Honey Beginnings was my original YouTube name. I am a beekeeper. So I figured you find honeybees in the field, so I was trying to work some type of field strategy. And then I moved them from the field to coming home. So anything that wins in the field will move to the come. There's several different situations where the puck is off, so I can't place a come bet, but I've won in the field. And I think that, Lonnie, I think that might be answering your question is like any win in the field will move to the come unless I can't because I don't have the puck on. Yep, John, you got it. Field feeds the come. So the bees in the field that get the nectar, they then have to come home. And this is, I guess, what hive they're going to. Hive 4, hive 5, hive 8. John, are you saying use that as odds on the come bets? Dice are out. There's a 2-1-3, 3 craps. It's another winner in the field. So these bees are collecting good for us. They're going to want to come home. Dice are out. And there's a 9, center field 9. It's another field winner. This is looking pretty good. I don't want to jinx myself. This has been a pretty long roll. Dice are out. There's a 5. That is a no field 5. So these bees go away, but we win here on the 5. We're just going to rack it, and this come will then move to the 5. Got to go back out onto the field. Dice are out. And that's another center field 9. It's another winner here in the field, and also a winner here on hive number 9. So we'll go ahead and collect that. These bees here that won us, they'll go ahead and move into the comb. Dice are out. There's a 10. That is the point. 10 on the end, but that is another winner in the field. If you're rolling field numbers, this strategy seems to be crazy. So that's a win there. This come moves the 10, goes off. So now, John, you're saying, so here's the situation, right? We just hit the point, so the puck goes off. I have a win here. Where should I put those odds? Which point? Yeah, John. I don't have the cursed luck that you have. That when I'm trying to roll out a strategy, it doesn't show it. We'll see what happens though. Got a little ways to go. Yeah, I agree, Dylan. It is a lot of come bets, but that's just off the top of my head. I was trying to come up with something, and that's just what came off to my head. And like I said, I'm trying to stick with the whole theme of the bees coming to the different hives and bringing their honey home. So like I said, here we sit, John. You said the place odds with this free bet. I got 4 come bets out there. Where do you suggest I put odds? Just pick a number. Probably the 8 because that's the most common to hit, I would think. Plus it pays the most. I think that's what I'm going to do. If someone disagrees, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and put 15 in odds there. So that pays 6 to 5, right? So I'll pay 18. Is that right? 2 to 1, 3 to 2, 6 to 5, correct? I believe that's right. Confusing myself now. I have to bring out my little cheat sheet. Yeah, 6 to 5. Yep. I was right. All right, we're keeping the rolling going. Dice are out. And that is a 2-3-5. 2-3-5. It's stuck here on my felt. I can't get it out. I'm going to have to walk around and grab it. Ugh. It was a 2-3-5. So again, that's another loser in the field. But it will pay us here. So these bees in high 5 come home. And the point is now 5. We're coming back in the field. I'm up. This strategy's working right now. Dice are out. I like that dial and make some place bets and keep them in the hive. Here's another field winner. And also a winner on the 10. These bees come home. These bees got to come home and go somewhere else. Dice are out. Finally, it hit us. Big red, 3-4-7. So we lose all of this. We'll win here on the come, and then we will just rack this. So for that one roll, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25, 50, 75, 125. It's a $135 win. With my $300 bankroll, I definitely say that I would probably walk away at this point. So we'll reset the bankroll with $300, and we'll run it again. Thanks, John. I thought this was pretty fun too. Like I said, it was just Greg said he made some funny comment on the poll that I put out the other day. And he just commented, "I'd like to see a honeybee strategy." And I was like, "Well, what can I do?" So it is kind of fun. I will say though, I rolled this out a little bit before I went live just to see if it was even feasible. I had one roll like this where I won lots, and the next one, when you start hitting a bunch of 7s, 6, 7, 8s, it bleeds the bankroll really quick. So hopefully that won't happen this time, but we'll see, just so you can see both sides of it. So this is a new shooter coming out. But he's going to start with a 2-1-3. That's a 3. I forgot to come into the field. I would have been in the field. That is a $15 winner. So here we go. So now what you're saying, John, you said maybe half press or anybody else. This is that other, how we started the last one too, if you weren't here earlier. First rollout, our bees have got all kinds of stuff for us, but they can't come home because none of the hives are open. They're all off. So do we just go ahead and parlay this and make it the $30 field? Yeah, Lonnie, it does rely on the field. That's it's a less than a 50-50 chance. So it really all depends on the roller. Dan Tannen, make sure you have your smoke thingamajig. It is a smoke. It's smoke. That's exactly what it is. I can talk a little about bees. I can talk about bees almost as much as I can talk about crap, if not more. So the smoke does two things. One, it masks the scent of their pheromones so that they don't release any alarm signals. And then it also, the smell of smoke They have to anticipate that their, wax and wood home is going to burn down, so they gorge themselves on nectar and honey that's inside the hive, and they get fat and lazy. Much like when you eat a huge Thanksgiving meal, the last thing you want to do is fight somebody. Same type of thing. So that's what the smoke is for. All right. John says, here you have a big right side hole and the 7, so it's dangerous. Correct, it is hold. So you would half press. All right, so kind of hard to divide 15 in half, but so what I will do is I'll go ahead and wrap 5, why not, and then I'll press it 10, make it a quarter. All right, coming out. Dice are out. There's a 9, center field 9. That's going to win us 25. Point is 9. We'll be coming. Uh-oh. Some big bets out there. Bees are fat. Strong bees. Dice are out. Another center field 9. So that's the point. That's going to move to the 9. This pays in the field 9. It is off. Based on what we said, we're going to go ahead and put an odds, but this has to be an even bet. So that 5 that we pressed, we'll go ahead and put that and make that 30 in odds on the 9. Coming out. There's a 6. It's a loser in the field. So we're going to go back to our $15 base. Point is 6. And now we're working. Dice are out. There's another 6. That's the point. Here we go. I told you those 6, 7, 8s kill this strategy. The good news is we still have $25 plus $30 in odds there on the 9. So back in the field. Same shooter. Dice are out. There's that 8. 6, 7, 8. Kills in this strategy. But I'm kind of glad you got to see me win $135. Now you're seeing me bleed bankroll. So you can see the volatility of this strategy. Dice are out. There's a yo. Yo 11. It's a winner in the field. Dice are still off. We already got odds on that, so we will go ahead and half press. Make this look like 25. Raise the number of bees out there working. Dice are out. And they kill us on an 8. But the point is 8. I think I may have missed some points. So, whatever. We get the point. New bees. Dice are out. 10. 10 hard. It's a puppy falls. It's a winner in the field. Gonna go ahead and come on home. Which hive are they headed to? Nowhere. Because they die. All this goes away. This comeback wins. And we're really not doing that bad. We're down maybe $40. There's going to be a new shooter coming out. Let's see if we can win some money here. So what do you guys think before I start the next shooter? John said he thought this was pretty fun. Any other thoughts on this strategy? Like I said, I don't think it's meant to be a big winner, but it is kind of fun to play. It's got a lot of moving pieces, a lot of action. And the times I've kind of rolled it out, the bankroll lasted a while. It fluctuates back and forth because of that 50-50 on the field. But, I don't know. I kind of like it. Let's see. Dice are out. And that is a 4-2-2 ballerina. That makes the point. That is a winner in the field. Let's bring them home. They're coming home to a hive. Dice are out. And they are not. They died on the vine. That is a 213, 3 craps. All right, I'm going to finish out this shooter, and then I'll answer some questions and talk through some stuff. I don't want to keep this live too long, but we'll see how it goes. Dice are out. And there's another 8. 6 to 8. That's an 8 easy. So that's a loser in the field. My wife's here reading over my shoulder. She's reading the chat. She was supposed to be my moderator and be feeding me the questions so I didn't have to keep stopping and looking at it, but she was busy on the phone. All right, back in the field. Dice are out.
Oh, Jesus. Now I'm busy.
Another 6 to 8. Bees are dying left and right. Putting some new bees in the field. Dice are out. And look at that. That's a hard 8. Square pair.
And the bees did what? What happened to
the bees? Died. New bees going to the field. Don't laugh at me.
Poor bees. You didn't pay yourself. Oh, the bees. Yeah, the bees are not.
I didn't pay myself on the field 3.
The bees are not lucrative. Make sure you tell everybody that the bees are not. This is not a lucrative thing.
All right. Well, good catch, Mr. Vault. I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna try to redo it now, but hopefully I'll catch up. Dice are out.
The bees steal all of our money.
Yo, Levin. That's a winner in the field. These bees now need to come home. They're gonna come. My wife is just laughing at me. Dice are out. There we go. Pair of aces. Double on the bubble. We're gonna lose these bees, but we'll go ahead and win 30 here. Bunch of bees headed to the hive. Dice are out. And that is a 4-1-5. These bees are out of the field, but these are headed to their hive. Got bees in the field again. Dice are out. And that's it. 6-1-7. 7 out. Like I said, that'll be the last shooter. This live's been about 30 minutes. I don't want to keep them too long. I want people to be able to want to watch these. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50. 75. 175. So we lost 125. We lost 115 on that one. So we won 135, lost 115 the next time. So we're still in the profit if this was multiple sessions in the same day. I don't know. I kind of like the strategy. It was fun. I may tweak it some more. I may do an actual video instead of just doing this live. So maybe next week I'll have a video just running this strategy and talking through it. Anybody else have anything else to say? I'll stay on for a couple more minutes in case anybody has anything else to say. Hey, Waylon, how are you doing? Yeah, that's the problem with lives, Waylon, is that as the craps community grows, everybody's going live. So you're going to have to split your time. I just figured this is a decent time catching people on the West Coast that may be, done work and stuff like that. Or, home for the night, and then catching people on the East Coast before they go to bed. Yeah, Lonnie, I do agree. It gives up a lot. Like I said, I was looking for a way to hedge it because I think that fits the whole honeybee theme. If you can hedge, because the bees will be in the hedge too. The only thing I could really think to hedge though would be to, do like any 7s. I could hop. I just think that's too much money to like hop the 6. Maybe put some money on the like $1 each on the hard 6 and 8. That might be able to do something. Those 6 and 8 comes a lot, so I'd be losing 15, but I'd be winning 9, so it would reduce the amount that I lost, or I guess I could even do $2 each. $2 each, well, that'd pay 18, so that's a possibility. Maybe do something like that. Nice dialing, I like that. Be good, be nice, be friendly. May have to put that in my description of the video when I do one. Yeah, like Iron Cross is better. Because you're covering the 5, you're covering more numbers. Um, I just wanted to test the whole process of seeing what it'd be like to just start in the field and then move from the field through the cum. Um, just to see how it played out. And like I said, the first time around it won, the second time around it lost, which to me, with the field being about a 50-50, that's exactly what I expected. So this might be a strategy if I do tweak it and want to play around with it some more. That if I go to the casino, normally I don't have a stop loss. Of stopping my bankroll. But if I went with $300 on this one, if I got down to half my bankroll, I may stop because obviously the strategy is not working, and then switch up to something else. I don't know. It was just like I said, something fun I wanted to try. Thanks, Waylon. I appreciate that. I support you too. I like your 710 or your 410 ladder strategy. Like I said, I've done it down at this $15 level. You need a little bit bigger bankroll than the 300 that I normally run on the channel, but you can do it with a $500 bankroll. If you can find a $10 table, a $500 bankroll is the same as using $100 chips like Waylon does, using a $5,000 bankroll. So, thanks, Dylan. Killer strategy, killer bees. Like I said, I'm willing to do the play on words and do all kinds of stuff to figure out ways to make it. So, someone was asking about the queen. She stays in her hive. I don't know what that could be. The queen bee doesn't come, so maybe we go into the don't come with the queen bee or something like that. I don't know. Bees also do swarms, so if there's some way to like a large, maybe that's what I do with a large parlay. Instead of laying odds, we just call that a swarm, and the swarm goes somewhere else. They leave the field and go somewhere else. I don't know. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit and play around with it. I think it's kind of fun. That's what I love about this game is that there's no right or wrong way to play it. Because the dice ultimately decide what the outcome of any strategy is going to be. So play what's fun to play. I actually enjoyed playing this. It was fun to see how the chips moved around. I did have those couple scenarios where dice or chips couldn't go into the cum because we didn't have the puck on. I like the idea of laying that as odds. Have to figure out what to call that. Maybe they're laying eggs. I don't know, something like that. Lonnie, that's funny. The field is the hive because it can sting. Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. The hardest part, someone mentioned here, dead air is only bad on the radio. Dead air can be bad here too. I try to keep it not having dead air, by keeping talking and rolling dice and doing things. But it's hard live because there's a delay between the actual live feed and the chat. So if I say, what time is it or whatever, I got to wait 30 seconds for someone to answer. I was just looking at my layout. Honeycomb is a hexagon, so maybe there's something to do with the midnights because they're 2 6s. Which there's all kinds of stuff that you can play with the whole theme of bees. So Greg, hopefully you get a chance to watch this once it posts. Because I think you'll enjoy it. And I said I'm probably going to actually roll this out again on a regular recording and not just a live. So maybe I can talk through it a little more succinctly and not I'll be trying to go through chat and stuff at the same time. So that's really all I have for tonight. I thank everybody for coming. I don't want to go too long, like I said. That way people will maybe be willing to watch this when it comes across. The bee's knees, that's a good idea for a name for the strategy. All kinds of stuff. Jay, you guys are funny. Thanks, Lonnie. I appreciate that you'll watch it. That's it. That's all I got. I'll say like I always do. If you like this strategy, try it out. If you don't, you're not hurting my feelings. The only thing that will hurt my feelings is if I don't see you on the casino floor. Good night, everybody. Thanks a lot.